I think it's bad advice to ask your customers and clients, your listeners and your viewers, what they want, because they don't know what they want, but you do. Let's talk about this. It's Profitcast. I'm the real Brian. Thanks for joining me today. Appreciate it. If you're new to Profitcast, well, welcome. We've been doing this for a while, and Profitcast started back in 2014 as a mission to help you take your passion and your message and turn it into a profit. It has since morphed into helping businesses to launch and grow a profitable podcast and a successful podcast. I co-host with Seth Silvers. There's also a lot that has changed in the last 10 to 12 years, and so we're here to help basically bridge the gap, show you what's going on, and we hope you get a lot of value out of this show. Today, I really did want to dive into this one because I was listening to a podcast just recently, and they were talking about the advice. Ask your customers and clients or your listeners and your viewers what they want. This advice has been perpetuated for many, many years. In fact, I hear it all the time. And they were saying that this is bad advice. And I thought, I think you're right, actually. The experience that I've had in asking clients and customers and people and listeners and all that, what do you want? What do you want? I've found that probably 80 or 90% of the time, they don't have a clue what they want, maybe even more than that. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they actually say, this is actually what I want. Would you do this? And you go, it's a great idea. This is a good topic. This is a good product that I should create. This is a good service that I should offer. But most of the time, we typically don't know what we want. And that's why we have to rely on experts who have that knowledge and the experience. They have a pulse on what's going on around them to know what we need. So we're assuming good intent in this particular scenario. I just got out of Pilates, by the way. This is why I'm dressed like this. We get wrecked in Pilates. It is intense. It's an amazing workout. And some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, Pilates, whatever. If you think Pilates is easy, then you're not doing it right. Our instructor is this wonderful woman. She's former Russian Bolshoi, so she knows the anatomy, she knows dancing, and she knows Pilates very, very well. She is an insanely incredible instructor. And what's amazing to me is the knowledge and the experience that she has, and now expertise that she brings to the table. She is so good, so good. And she's so confident about what she knows that I would not trust another instructor. And this is what I'm talking about with your podcast. Your knowledge, your experience, and then the expertise that you have, combined with that confidence that you know that what you have is excellent and that you're actually going to be able to help somebody with this. So the three things that I'm talking about here, knowledge and experience and expertise, they kind of all go hand in hand. Number two, you have that confidence, borderline cockiness, but you're not a full-on cocky narcissist. We're not going there, of course. And then number three is that you actually deliver incredible value. So by the way, this could be for anything that you're doing. This could be for your podcast. This could be for your business. What products, services, whatever solution it is that you're offering people, it doesn't matter what it is. This really goes hand in hand. And I think these three things are probably three of the most essential aspects to having a profitable and successful podcast. Sure, there's a lot of important things in a podcast. Think about it. You need good marketing, good content strategy. You need to have a good sound. You need to actually sound professional. They have a good presentation. They're fun to talk to. The personality is good. The content is great. I mean, on and on. There's so many things. But if you don't come across with that knowledge and that experience and that expertise, and you don't have that confidence, and then you actually don't deliver, then it doesn't matter what you do. You might be marketing a piece of crap, but it's still a piece of crap. That's the problem. No matter how shiny it is, it's still not good. Have you ever heard the phrase that the loudest and most confident person in the room is always right? Interestingly, it's true, even if that person is absolutely wrong. Because unless you know different information than what this person is saying, like you know the truth and they might be spouting a bunch of nonsense, well, okay, of course, then you can correct them. But most of the time, people don't know. And so whoever's the loudest and the most confident, people just go, oh, well, yeah, I guess that person must be right. Yeah, oh, yeah. And then you just believe that person blindly. You might not even fact check, but you just go, okay. The person could be completely wrong, but because they're confident, you think they're right. So that's why these things are so important. You have that knowledge and that experience. This is valuable. Your company has that knowledge and that experience. That's why you're doing what you're doing. That's why you're offering the solution that you're offering. And so you need to be able to share that with people. And then you have to come across with that level of confidence to be the most confident person in the room is always right. But then number three is that you are actually delivering that it is right. It is a solution. It is actually something of value. So, don't throw a bunch of crap at people and say, oh yeah, I'm right. And then, you're actually not. So you do need to actually over deliver always. I mean, this is 101 stuff, right? This is business. Under promise, over deliver. The irony is though, is I hear a lot of talk these days, and people are always talking big and they're always saying this, and then they never deliver, or they don't deliver on time, or they don't deliver what they said they were going to deliver. They deliver something that's different than what they communicated to you and what you expected. There are some phenomenal books out there. And then there are a lot of books. People thought, I'm going to be an author, I'm going to write a book. And they tell you a lot in 300 and 400 pages about what we're talking about and why we're talking about it, but they don't actually tell you why it's important and how to do it. There's no delivery. There's no payoff. It's just a bunch of talking around in circles. And there's too many things like that these days. So delivery is essential. You've got to give what you say you're going to give, and you've got to over-deliver and give them better than they even expected. So this is what I'm talking about. These are the kind of things. Back to my Pilates instructor. I think she absolutely needs to do a podcast and share what she knows, because other Pilates instructors need this. It's not just oh, that's nice. And no, they need this. I am confident in what I have experienced as a Pilates student, that because I ruptured my disc about 12 years ago, and I went in for an emergency surgery, and the surgeon damaged my sciatic nerve permanently. Now, he fixed the disc. Well, I mean, sort of. I don't have much of a disc left down there. He damaged my sciatic nerve. I got off the table, and I couldn't walk. And I couldn't walk for 3 months, and I had to relearn how to walk again. And somebody had said, I highly recommend you go to Pilates in addition to physical therapy. I went to Pilates, and Pilates has literally changed my life, and I'm able to walk as a result. Now, I still have pain when I walk, but that's the way it's always going to be. I don't have muscle function in part of my leg, and I'm numb, but it keeps me moving, and I'm so confident about how it's helped me that I tell everybody about it. And I say, this is an incredible thing. It's better than the weight room by far. I mean, we're doing exercises that are far more intense than I've ever done in my entire life in any other kind of exercise routine, resistance training, you name it. This is the kind of confidence that I have. I'm not a Pilates instructor, but that's what I want her to be able to go do, is to put that knowledge out there with that confidence and actually help somebody. And she's, by the way, she's helping a lot of people locally. I just wanted to help on a more national level too. But this is what I'm trying to get you to do, is take that knowledge, experience, and expertise that you have, share it confidently, because you know that actually what you have is awesome, and it will deliver value, and it will help somebody. You have solutions for your customers and your clients. And then deliver and over-deliver and give them the best experience they could have ever possibly imagined. If you do this, these 3 things, you will have a successful and profitable podcast. Absolutely will. And then, of course, pair that with great content and marketing and sound and quality and presentation and all those other important things that go into a great podcast. And if you don't have a podcast, but you have these 3 elements, then what are you waiting for? Get out and start a podcast right now. It's so important. All right, that's all I've got. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Hope you got value out of this. We're on YouTube. We're on podcasts. Please subscribe to both. Share this with others. If you get value out of this, please, that would be amazing. rockmypodcast.com is our main website for the podcast. And by the way, if you'd like to get in touch with us, if you have questions for us, I am at Real Brian Media. That's my company. I do hosting. I host for companies. I edit and I produce the video and the audio side of things. I also help with all of the equipment. I love the equipment. I nerd out on this stuff. And so I help you decide which equipment that you need, what to purchase, how to set it up, how to use it. I do all that stuff. I do all the trainings and stuff like that. And of course, I do voiceover work. And then Seth Silvers, who is my co-host for Profitcast, he also has a company that's Story On. And that's, by the way, I'm at realbrianmedia.com, and he's at storyon.co. And he does all the editing and the production as well, the video and the audio. And he also does that strategy and that marketing piece too, which is so valuable. So we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to get in touch with both of us if you have any questions. But again, thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you in the next episode.